After obtaining my 123rd Platinum trophy, a close friend convinced me to share my Platinum experiences with the world. So join me as I Platinum
My Hero Academia, All's Justice.
Oh, My Hero Academia. I love this anime. In fact, I'd say it's my favorite anime of all time, just over the Dragon Ball franchise. I love Deku, a protagonist that perfectly encapsulates this story's themes. I love the often quick yet emotionally charged fights that consistently bring tears to my eyes. And I absolutely... Wait, am I dragging it? My bad. So, the My Hero Academia video games.
I don't like them.
Yeah, these games aren't that good. To me. You see, they're...
Not my cup of tea!
The fighting felt floaty, and the stories were so lazily done.
That shit is a two-pack of ass.
But something about All's Justice looked different. Good, even. Maybe it was the quote-unquote open world that we were shown, or maybe it was the flashy cutscenes, or maybe I was still riding the high of the final season. But I knew after looking at this game that I wanted to get it and platinum it. Now, I've never platinumed the other games in the series, and I never will. You're never going to get that out of me. But this isn't about One's Justice or One's Justice 2. It's about My Hero Academia All's Justice, baby. So let's just go ahead and jump right into it. To start, unlike most platinums I've obtained, this one doesn't have a guide readily available since the game just recently came out. So I'm going into this one completely blind. But looking at the list, it seemed pretty straightforward, so we're going to break it down into 4 steps. Step 1, Story Mode. Step 2, Team-Up Missions. Step 3, Archive Battles. And Step 4, Hero Diaries. Now, based on what the trophies look like, we should easily get through all the miscellaneous trophies if we can simply get through all these game modes with high marks. There should never be a point where I'm stressing about a certain number of collectibles. Right? Warning. The following section contains major spoilers for the final 2 seasons of My Hero Academia. If you would like to remain unspoiled, please skip to 2240. If you have already seen Peak or don't mind, then continue watching. After briefly checking out some of the other game modes and obtaining a few different trophies, let's go. It was time to begin the story. Doing so would net us the following trophies, and will more than likely help us net all these miscellaneous trophies as well. The journey to obtain all story trophies begins with You Can Still Become a Hero, which requires us to watch a cutscene? Interesting. Well, that was easy. The next few trophies will follow a similar path, where I must complete cutscenes to obtain the trophies. Kinda weird if you ask me, but to get to these cutscenes, we do need to complete some fights. After engaging in a brief fight with Himiko Toga, I find myself with easy access to the next 3 trophies, beginning with I Have to Win.
What the hell? Alright, we're getting through these story trophies.
Theoretically, I can now quit and move on to the next story trophy by watching another cutscene. Well, I'll have to engage in these fights eventually, so I end up handling Shigaraki on 3 separate occasions.
Oh, damn. Okay, ain't that bad actually. I kind of like that clamp thing now. Bam! Alright. Woo!
Yo, Shiggy for 1 is kinda weak. All jokes aside, I continue to follow Bakugo's storyline, which eventually leads to the iconic moment between him and Shiggy All for One. This doesn't net me any story trophies, but I do obtain the miscellaneous trophy, Will Protect You. After one more quick battle between the big 3 and Shiggy All for One, we are presented with one of the better cutscenes in the game.
Oh my god.
And with that, I've completed Bakugo's storyline. To keep within the Coffin in the Sky battle, I move on to Shigaraki's storyline. Watching the initial cutscene will net us a trophy, I've already destroyed it.
13%, that might have just been for... BAM! Another trophy! Come on now.
Now, I'm just going to quickly say that I'm not a huge fan of the trophies popping like this. I prefer if they popped after we finished their storylines, but that's it. It's not a big deal. After netting said trophy, I find myself dealing with my first hint of adversity.
You mother... Bro, they're... Mom, Amajiki, you mother... Damn! Amajiki was being a dick. Damn, dude. Dude, fighting 3 of them is crazy. Now I know how he felt. Hey, this is bullying. This is bullying right here, y'all.
You know, I've always been Team Deku. I've empathized with Shigaraki because my goat Deku empathized with his situation. But here I am getting jumped by the whole damn squad and getting my booty took.
Oh, God damn.
It's more than empathy at this point. I gotta think like a villain. I gotta be a villain. And villains are cheap, so I have to start using cheap tactics.
Oh my god. Yeah, you're done. Mess them up. There we go. There we go. Oh.
After doing my best to honor the king of spam, I have to take on a few more extras before falling back into Deku's storyline. The fight wasn't anything special, but they kinda cooked on the cutscenes.
You say run! Dado! Tope! Oh, Deku looks great. Oh my god. Quintuple! Law! Let's go.
Since I've made a decent amount of progress in the Coffin in the Sky battle, it was finally time to fall back onto Todoroki and Uraraka's storylines. Completing the initial cutscene for Todoroki's storyline unlocked the trophy, "It's tough, but I'll keep going."
It's tough, but I'll keep going. Let's go.
This was followed by another brief struggle against Dabi. Now, I need to clarify that I'm not that good at these games, if you didn't already notice. To this point, I've just been spamming quirk moves and different basic combos. This fight forced me to take things slower and begin using unblockables and counters, and I reaped the benefits immediately. And not once,
BAM!
but twice.
Get him. There we go. Woo!
And of course, we were rewarded with peak Todoroki cutscenes.
Remember where you came from. Oh! Oh! They always cook on Todoroki, bro! It wasn't this perspective in the...
After almost crying, I moved on to Uraraka's storyline, which immediately granted me the trophy, "I'll give you all the blood you want." Before finishing Uraraka vs. Toga Part 1.
We clutched it out. Woo!
We'd also obtained the trophy "I Want to Help Too" in the process.
Oh? What is that? I want to help too.
Now, so far, I've spent a little over an hour getting 5 of the 11 story trophies. So, theoretically, I should spend no more than a couple hours obtaining the remaining trophies. After my initial bouts with both Dabi and Toga, the battle shifts to Gunga Mountain, where Endeavor, Hawks, and a few extras take on All for One. Like the previous story trophies, no, my anger won't fade unlocks immediately after finishing the first cutscene.
We just skipped that whole thing. I just realized that. What the hell? Let's go.
I then enter a few battles versus the villain who never dies, All for One, and I complete them by the skin of my teeth.
No! I just hit him with it on my... Yeah! No! Yeah! That was crazy.
Before I get to the next story trophies, there's a ton of battles that stand in my way. This included more battles from Shigaraki's perspective. Now, I don't know if it was due to the fact that this was my first time playing since the previous night, but once again, Shigaraki's fights were kicking
Again!
my ass. Man, I am not ass. I just keep dying.
And I got news for you. That means you...
Ass. Because I've been using so many different characters, I haven't developed good fighting strategies for anyone. However, after taking advantage of Shigaraki's destruction quirk, zoning All For One led to my eventual win.
Thank you. Oh my god. This dude.
Next, I'd have to overcome battles versus Deku while fighting as Gentle and Lady Nagant. By the way, love the color tone change to signify the flashbacks. Great touch. These fights weren't that bad. Honestly, the hero fights were so much easier than the villain fights, but I wouldn't be saying that for long. This was followed by short fights versus Spinner, All For One, and Twice, thus bringing me towards the tail end of the major fights that took place during Season 7. Now it was time to enter peak Final War arc. Beginning with the trophy, a powerful ally still waits in the wings. Any MHA show will tell you this was said during the epic episode I Am Here. For those who need a reminder, this was the final Todoroki battle episode, so now I was entering Endeavor v. Dabi.
I'm just trying to get through this first, so. Ooh, a powerful ally still waits in the wings.
Like the previous 5 fights, these were handled with ease, and it set me up for another nice looking cutscene. Man, if only these cutscenes had Yuki Hayashi's score, it would just hit so much more. Regardless, we're moving on. Himiko Toga's crash shout would take center stage for my next set of battles. Despite being severely outnumbered in these fights, Ochako was very easy to use, so taking out these foes ended up being a breeze.
Damn! There we go.
Which ultimately set me up for one last clash with the polarizing villain.
With these rocks.
Hey yo! Finally! Watashi wa Kita! The final season awaits. After a brief opening to All Might's fight, we obtain the trophy, I Am Here.
Oh, let's go! We're finally here, baby! I am here!
All that's left is peak.
Showtime.
Suddenly, with the stakes turned up to the max, so did the difficulty.
No! I almost had him!
Now, credit to All's justice. What initially felt like a breeze suddenly started feeling like a lost cause, similar to how the anime had us feeling. So good job. But like All For One continued to say throughout the final arc, nothing is more scary than a wounded hero. And in this case, a wounded gamer.
Bang!
After an additional fight with Stain and All Might jumping All For One in tandem, it was time to move on to the next trophy, Baton of Dreams.
Look at that artwork! That artwork is insane!
With Bakugo rising from the dead and saving an ill-fated All Might, it was time to take out the old nutsack once and for all. Initially, things were looking good. I stumbled into the initial fight against All For One, but came back with a vengeance with the second attempt. That was until this happened.
Heal, 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 heal. No, no, no. What? What? I was about to beat him. They said too much peak was going on, and they broke down. That is crazy.
After seemingly getting told by Bandai that they don't want to see me win, it was time to lock in.
Oh, yeah! He's dead. He's dead. Yeah!
After a little bit of adversity, it felt like the worst was all behind me. But that would be quickly overshadowed from what was left to come. The only thing that stood between me and the final 2 story trophies were 3 more fights. Unfortunately, it would take me almost 2 hours to get those trophies. But without further ado, let's jump right into them.
Whoa, that's cool. I can like pull it, and then launch myself.
Similar to all the fights in this point of the game, the first attempt took me by surprise. However, after cleaning up some slip-ups, the fight was mine. This fight added a neat feature where Deku loses attacks, based off of the fact that Deku loses quirks in the fight. I thought it was an interesting way of incorporating Deku's struggle. What I didn't like was how the next fight insinuates that Deku loses 4 more quirks one by one. That's not how it happened. He loses 1, gives 1 away, gives all but 1 away, then gives away the last one inside the Vestige World. The only reason I complain is because this made the fight hell.
It's like the quirk I want to transfer. Oh god. I ain't done this one the whole time, bro. I've tried to. They won't let me. What? Damn. Do I gotta start from the beginning? Cause that's hard. There we go. We gotta do it again? Fuck, dude! How are you supposed to do that? You gotta fight him. You have to beat him 3 times. And he just starts spamming.
Like, what do you mean I have to beat Shigaraki 3 times while I have 1 health bar? Y'all are some sickos, Bandai.
Look how much health he has, bro. Like, this is ridiculous. This is crazy. Again, I give him 1 quirk, and then I give him all the quirks. I shouldn't be giving him 3 separate quirks 3 separate times. This is BS.
This was a defensive battle where I had to be careful about every single move Shigaraki threw at me, because 1 slip-up could lead to me taking unnecessary damage. Wait a minute. That perfectly describes this fight in the story. Did Bandai actually cook? Despite my frustrations, I remained determined to finish this story in this play session. A strong defensive performance before transferring my first attack carried me the rest of the way.
Oh my god, that took forever. Oh my god, that stupid fight. You have to beat him 1, 2, 3 times.
After some interesting looking cutscenes within the mind of Shigaraki and a little bit of inaccuracies.
Because he still has his quirk refuse. Wait, do I have my arms? I have my arms! What? I mean, that's pretty gory. That's still crazy though.
I found myself standing against a big bad All for one last fight.
I hope that last fight was the hardest fight.
Now, if you've been online in our recommended My Hero content, you've probably heard about this fight. All for One Chaos is a demon. I didn't hear anything about it at the time of this recording, so I genuinely went into this blind, and holy crap that people weren't lying. So to provide a little foresight, this fight involves all of Class A taking on All for One before Deku takes him on one-on-one. The only issue is that this fight is broken up into 8 smaller fights, and when you die, you start all the way over. Immediately, I'm not worried. I mean, I thought it was 1 little fight. I didn't know 7 additional fights would follow. After a piss-poor start with Todoroki, I started to get my groove.
Oh my god. Oh.
Unfortunately, this couldn't be replicated in my next fight.
Bro! Bro! That's not fair! I gotta start from the beginning, man.
After losing what felt like a strong round, the confidence started fading. But maybe this 4th attempt would be different. I avenged the fight with Jiro and Present Mike. I took out All for One with Froppy in the gang. All for One proved no match for Ashido and Kirishima, and after a terrible start with Ida, I had this man All for One dead to rights.
No! No! Damn it!
As someone who went into this as an innocent little child, the realization started sinking in that this may take a while. The next few attempts would follow a similar fate.
No! I didn't even get a chance because of... Ah! No! Whoa! What are you doing? What? He goes insane right there. He's so annoying.
If I had gotten maybe 1 or 2 hits in with Ida, we would be done with this part. Well, at least there's no way I lose Ida at the beginning of the next fight, right?
君も僕らの力が必要だ。それにほら、みんなのために戦うって決めたからさ。
I died.
Despite the loss of Ida, I had developed enough experience with both Oyama and Hagakure to comfortably take on All for One in all of his glory. And just like our heroes overcame the odds, so did I. Now this is Deku, my goat. There's no way I let him down in—
Oh my goodness!
It's okay. Things will be different. I mean, I'm playing as Deku, All Might's greatest hero. Wait, did I just heal? These last few hours, I've dealt with 2 annoying bosses whose health continues to regenerate. But now, it's my turn. I will not lose, because Deku is the greatest hero! Let's get on the defensive. Just time the block. Time the block and you'll be fine. Not a good idea. Shoot style. Keep up with the relentless attacks.
Oh, did I do it? Did I do it? Yes!
君が駆け出したから私の体が動いたんだ。俺に追い越されてんだよイスカ。お前は魔王なんかじゃない。やめろ。あの日からずっと君は私の最高のヒーロー。
Woo! Come on, Deku. Oh. Just a lonely old man. That's cool. So people who wanted Yusei Run to be the ending, there you go. That's egregious that they're the trophy for this, but you know what? We'll let it slide. We did it. Like, the artwork for this is amazing. All's justice.
And just like that, I have completed the story trophies.
We did it!
With that out of the way, it's time to take on the team-up mission trophies. These are a part of the newest game mode added to the franchise called Team Up Missions. These incorporate between 4 to 7 tasks that must be completed in an open area city environment. There are a total of 19 missions split between 2 maps. Along with the core missions, there are unique and sub-missions which involve interacting with characters from the story and random NPCs. Now, if you remember from the beginning of the video, I briefly played and obtained the trophies A Great Show Requires Great Supporters, You're Not Complaining, Are You? And looks like we still have a chance to win. Now I will be looking to obtain the following trophies. Most of these will be completed as I progress through the team-up missions, with a few requiring us to complete specific team-up missions. While completing these, I will also be making further progress towards the following collectible trophies. I'll be S-ranking all team-up missions as well, since these will grant me additional emblems, and there's a very limited number of emblems that we can skip. With all that said, I end up getting 3 trophies after completing my 3rd team-up mission. These trophies were, I'm glad we can all go together, I need to go support everyone, and to make people smile. Despite accomplishing the requirements for these earlier in the mission, they didn't pop until I completed the mission, leading to a barrage of trophy pops.
I'm glad we can all go together. Let's go. I need to go support everyone. Complete 10 team-up submissions. Oh, nice! Nice. That means I did 6 that time. Complete 10 team-up unique missions. Let's go.
Completing a decent amount of unique and submissions wasn't too difficult. There isn't much variety to these though, so I eventually was skipping through the dialogue to speed up the process. Despite skipping the dialogue, it took me over 40 minutes to complete Team Up Mission 3. Unfortunately, this amount of completion is necessary to attain an S rank on all Team Up missions, so I still have a ways to go. My only concern was despite hitting high marks on all these different team-up missions, I still hadn't collected any cards within the city. Apparently there's about 100 in the city too, so a hint of stress started creeping up on me. But with that said, I continued on. In the midst of completing the 4th team-up mission, I acquired trophies Do Your Best, and that's why I said Mercy. Since both of these trophies were collectibles related, I didn't have to wait till the end of the mission for them to pop. Then, after finishing up the 4th mission, I was awarded Those Who Protect Tomorrow.
20 team-up mission, unique missions done. Let's go.
Before progressing towards the next team-up mission, I began reviewing the available characters and how to unlock them. Then, after completing a few of the requirements, I added a 3rd person to my team. I decided to go with Shoji because his perk makes assist characters appear on the map, aka unique missions. This would make obtaining S ranks more efficient, but this also gave me an idea.
There might be someone who can give me card locations. Hopefully there is.
So, after taking on a couple more team-up missions, I obtained the trophy 2-level Operation for completing mission number 6.
どんなミッションでも
Oh, there's one. Let's go.
Additionally, I unlocked Jiro, who would show submissions on the map. Alright, so the card theory is looking more correct. But who is going to give us access to card locations on the map?
I don't know if there's anyone here who would pop up the cards, so maybe complete a total of 21 submissions during field research. Maybe that's the one.
You see, Koda's quirk allows him to talk to all animals and bugs, so it makes sense that the bugs could tell him where the cards are located. Now at this point, I didn't know how many submissions I had completed in field research missions, so I added Jiro to the team and just started farming these while trying to attain another S rank. And boy, did I cook on those submissions. Damn! And in addition to unlocking the trophy Class A Paradise, I unlocked Koda and could finally test out my theory.
Yeah, let's go. The goat.
So now it was time to pick up some cards.
Yeah, how are you supposed to get these, bro? That's good.
このカードはこのカードは
I followed this up by farming more submissions so I can obtain the trophy He Faced Them Head On through Team Up Mission 7, since this mission is full of them.
メインミッションクリ反応していただけました
The amount of time it took completing these team-up missions was insane. Even going as quickly as I could, each mission still seemed to take up at least 40 minutes, similar to the initial team-up missions. It did prove to be very lucrative though.
Oh, look at that. That's a nice picture right there. Oh, let's do this. Let's go.
だか
We just happen to be in the same class. Let's go.
After briefly checking on the cards, I still needed a whopping 130 with a fair amount left in the cities. This didn't worry me though, because I was certain there would be one more city.
Please be a new city, new town.
Team Up Mission 14 would help me obtain the trophies Talk About Choices, and we're betting our lives on this.
Oh, talk about choices. What's that? 50 emblems, baby.
メインミッションクリア
We're betting our lives on this. Let's go. Another team-up mission done.
And Team Up Mission 15 would unlock my final Team Up Mission playable character, Froppy, thus netting me the trophy Gonna Do Some Commentating.
Oh, nice. Got all the characters.
Now, unfortunately, I did not obtain S rank on Mission 15, but with the rate of emblems I was obtaining, this wouldn't prove to be an issue. What would prove to be an issue were the amount of city cards available and the lack of missions that could provide me with a new city, and the anxiety was starting to creep.
I've been here, bro. I've been to this place.
With there being 313 cards in the game, and me requiring 300 for the final card trophy, The More I Eat, there weren't many city cards I could ignore.
What? I'm concerned now.
You see, with only 2 more team-up missions available, the thought of there being a 3rd city to find cards in was almost 0%, and I needed over 40 cards left in the city. It was time to find answers on the internet, and fortunately, Some Kind Souls confirmed that cards were also located in the hub area, and these counted as city cards.
貴重なカード
I did not know there were freaking cards in this hub area.
But without the help of Koda or anyone else for that matter, this would prove to be a true card finding operation for myself and Deku.
Got a card.
貴重なカードだこのカードは
Despite searching every nook and cranny in the hub world, I still had plenty of city cards left to find.
I'm concerned now.
And again, this is very early in the game's existence. I have no guides, I'm purely basing the locations based on the extremely vague hints I'm given. That was until another kind soul told me that the Class 1A students in the hub world will give you a card if you complete a task for them.
So you're telling me there's a chance?
With this knowledge, I finally felt comfortable enough to complete the rest of the team-up missions while periodically leaving them to spawn 1A students in the hub world. You see, the characters have fixed locations, but it's completely random if they spawn or not. However, hopping in and out of team-up missions allowed me to respawn them at a fast rate. And if you're watching this, you/the Bubbinator, thank you so much for your map showing where the students spawned. That was such a clutch assist. Eventually, the remaining classmates I needed to spawn didn't appear, so I decided to close out the final team-up mission, thus giving me the final team-up mission trophy.
Look at that cheeky grin on him, Bakugo.
ただいま
Bam!
成長できたかな。
メインミッション
Oh, I was off by a second. Darn it. We got it though. Cool.
To this point, I still wasn't close to obtaining 300 cards. I had maybe 240? However, I only had 14 cards remaining in the city, with the rest unlocking through archive battles and hero diaries, two game modes that I'll touch on very soon. This meant if I found one more card in the city, then I could ignore the rest of the city cards and guarantee the 300. That's when I stumbled upon my greatest discovery.
Oh, wait, what?
ベスト
Does this mean... Oh. Are there any cards nearby, bro? Does this... Can you help me find any card? Oh, there's a card somewhere. What?
This entire time, I was getting on top of buildings and finding cards solely using Deku. And now I could use Coda to find the cards, and someone like Tokoyami to reach heights that took several attempts with Deku? This was a better achievement than when I beat All for One.
Oh, whoa, 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 now. You got too much dip on your chip.
With the A-team intact, it was time to get the final two cards that I found using Coda in the hub city.
貴重なカードだ。
Yes! Pack it! Hey, yo!
Come on, crack my butt.
Oh my god.
このカードは
Yeah! A dream is becoming reality. That's it.
There were still 12 cards remaining in the city, but in the words of Smokey,
I don't give a fuck.
completing the archive battles and hero diaries would bring me to the vaunted 300 cards, and I could leave the remaining city cards behind. Which brings us to our next task, completing all archive battles to obtain the archive battle trophies. Previously, I was hoping to attain gold on all archive battles, but seeing that they would only give me an outfit customization, with the exception of one emblem, I set this goal aside. Obtaining all silver ranks was enough for me. Previously, I had completed the first 5 archive battles, which provided me with 5 trophies.
The cutscenes are...
Now I was completing the remaining 11 archive battles to obtain 3 more trophies while adding more emblems and cards per completion, starting with the most daunting battle, the Dark Hero. Similar to the final fight in the story mode, I'm fighting as all 1A students while taking on Deku, just like their fight at the end of the Dark Hero arc. This fight, coupled with the All's Justice Yusei run mix, would have made for a terrific finale, but I just had to ruin that.
You blew it!
Damn.
くれぶち抜いてるいけ足は温まっている泡かける
Bro.
一気に攻める
He negates so much damage. Oh my god.
みんな
That was ridiculous.
払って突き放して逃げ出したその先で
Nice.
One fight done, 10 more to go. Next, I move on to Archive Battle 100% Pure Determination, which covers the final fight between Deku and Chisaki. Having never finished One's Justice 2, this was my first attempt at this battle, and it was laughably easy.
That was a minute 30? That should have been just a minute.
Before taking on the next archive battle that would grant me another trophy, I finished the rest of the archive battles that took place during the Chisaki arc. Doing so helped me unlock 75 emblems and the trophy, We Become One with the Wind.
We become one with the wind. Is that the emblem? Yes, it is. 75, baby.
After finishing Deku vs. Gentle Criminal, the final archive battle trophy was next. All I needed to complete was the first stand. I finished the fight with the silver medal in hand along with the trophy.
There we go. Woo. Oh, here's a cutscene.
But this fight and episode are in my top 5 easily, so you know I had to get that gold, and you know I had to complete it with the iconic Todoroki OST playing.
Yeah!
After taking almost 30 minutes to clear out the remaining archive battles, it was time to work on the Hero's Diary missions. Despite there being 60 Hero's Diary missions, I only needed to complete 30 to obtain the 2 Hero's Diary trophies. I decided to complete every single Hero's Diary mission though, as it would be needed to obtain 100 emblems and 300 cards, which would net me both This Isn't a Tourist Site and The More I Eat. Maybe a hot take, but although these missions didn't include fancy cutscenes, and some of the missions were merely dialogue, this ended up being my favorite game mode in All's Justice. I know there's plenty of people out there who just like to see fancy explosions and boom 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 from their anime characters, but with My Hero Academia, I loved the downtime moments when we could just see our characters interact with each other. That's what this game mode provided. It gave pure, wholesome interactions between our characters and a ton, and I mean a ton, of All Might stickers. And before I knew it, the Hero's Diary trophies were mine.
What? I want a world where heroes get bored. All right, nice Hawks artwork. It's all you. I'm too scared. Oh wait. It's all you. I'm too scared. Wait. Oh no. Damn, I'm gonna put that in a video. Shit. Bad trophy reaction, y'all.
Before farming the rest of the emblems and cards for the last 2 collectible trophies, I spent about an hour fighting in free battle mode on all 9 fighting stages to obtain the trophy, The World's a Big Place, you know.
Hey! The world's a big place, you know. Let's go.
And with that brief refresher, it was finally time to obtain this platinum.
Oh, another one done. This isn't a tourist site. We've collected every single emblem, baby. Let's go. The more I eat. A true hero. Let's go, baby. Platinum 125. My Hero Academia. All's Justice. Done, baby. Let's go!
I'm thankful that even after the series has come to an end, I was given another opportunity to spend 40 plus hours with a series that I love. The game wasn't perfect by any means, but honestly, it delivered in many ways that I never expected. For an anime game, it's up there with some of my favorites. As for the level of platinum difficulty, I would rank it at a 4.5 out of 10. That's solely based on my experience using Reddit as my source for clues. There were plenty of mistakes I made on the way, but it led to an authentic platinum run. With the right guide and tips in front of you, this can easily drop down to a 3 out of 10. A big shout out to each and every one of you for tuning into my experience platinuming My Hero Academia All's Justice. I will continue dropping more platinum videos on my channel, so hit the subscribe button if you're interested. If you'd like to see these platinum experiences live, then you could visit my Twitch channel, QuirklessSD. A link will be in the description below. You'll also find me playing other games when I'm in between platinums. The vibes are chill and I'm a good sport, so hop in if you'd like. Now, with all that said, say it with me. Sara ni Mukoi plus Ultra! You're supposed to say it too, bro. You're supposed to say it too. Cut off the cameras. Cut them off now. We're done.